lifeguard before you swim or paddle out, especially if you don't know how to surf very well. And if you don't know the beach, sit down on the beach and watch what the waves are doing. And, you know, if you're visiting, you want to respect the local surfers and check it out first before you paddle out, okay? We've got some clouds, some high mid-level clouds streaming up from the south, so that will filter out the sunshine just a tiny bit, and that will also help bring those temperatures down slightly today. Currently, it is 70 degrees in Burbank, 72 in Ontario, 71 down in Santa Ana. Speaking of the beach, Huntington, 74 there, currently 91 in Palm Springs. High temperatures today will range anywhere from 112 in the low desert, which is hot, right? 100 in the high desert areas to 85 eventually up at a Big Bear. You know, those heat alerts were allowed to expire last night, even though it's still going to be hot, but not quite as hot as it has been. So that's the good news. 99 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, 88 for downtown LA, 76 there along the coast. I'll go over the heat alerts that are in place and then will be going into effect as we get to this hot weekend in just a few moments. But first, let's go back up to Stu in Sky Fox, get another look and update on our traffic down below. Hey, Stu, what's going on?
Hey, Maria, good morning. We're going to do some traffic surfing, some freeway surfing as it would be, locals only on that 405. Hey, hang on. We're going to do like a little bit of a wipeout. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! There we go. Let's take a look at some of those traffic. We're looking behind Skybox right now. That is where you're going to start hitting that slow and go on that southbound 405 this morning. That's going to be right about Sherman Way. You're on the brakes all the way through that Sepulveda swell, as it would be. It's going to be a slow ride indeed, but you know what? It's the usual ride for sure. Keep that in mind. Northbound, wide open and moving well. Sending it back to y'all in the studio.
All right, Stu, thank you. So people are being warned to be extra careful if you go to the beach.
Lifeguards are concerned about those strong rip currents, heavy surf. We've got Mario live in Malibu with a look at the situation there. Mario.
Yeah, Bob, Jane, good morning. A beautiful morning here at Malibu Surfrider Beach, and this is one of those beaches that will be much busier this week. We're talking about high surf, as you just mentioned, along with really strong rip current. So let's get to the action because we've been watching this all morning. We count about 30, maybe 40 surfers out here taking advantage. So these dangerous rip currents already a concern this morning, but there's a larger south swell expected to build as we move through the week. So that means rougher surf, even stronger currents, and a bigger risk for anyone heading into the water, especially if you're not experienced. So let's go to some video here. LA County Lifeguards say they are on high alert. They made nearly 2,000 water rescues this past weekend alone. And for some perspective, a typical busy summer weekend, they say may see around 200 to 300. Extreme heat sending huge crowds to the beach, warm water and a south swell creating dangerous surf and strong rip currents. And swimmers caught in rough water as lifeguards rush in to help. You can see some of the danger here in this video. Surfers this morning, meanwhile, say they're looking forward to the conditions this week, but they definitely know it can be dangerous.
Since June, it's been in surf every day. It's been unheard of for here, so all-time session. Probably, I've been surfing like 30 years, and this is the best summer we've had, and it's not done yet.
South in Laguna, it gets a little crazy, but here should be fine. I mean, people aren't really taught knowledge about the ocean, and especially a lot of travelers, so just be careful, especially in south, like more south beaches.
A lot of south swells with the super El Nino season, so we're really fortunate as surfers. Today's like the start, 4 to 6 feet, and yeah, the next few days should be a couple feet overhead.
So we have a beach hazard statement in place right now warning about those strong rip currents. There's a high surf advisory that takes effect at 5 p.m. Wednesday, in place through Saturday, with waves of 4 to 8 feet expected along parts of LA and Ventura County. And back out here live, you can see some of the action. Farther south, Orange and San Diego County coastal areas are also expecting dangerous surf. Waves up to 5 to 8 feet, sets up to 9 feet along south to southwest facing beaches. So once that swell builds, it'll only get rougher. Those conditions again coming with a warning, and surfers out here, they say never turn your back to a wave. Mother Nature always wins. Be careful out there. For now, live here in Malibu, I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. We are tracking breaking news in Japan. Look at this, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake rocked the southern island of Kyushu today. Some of the shaking captured On cell phone video, officials confirm multiple building collapses, fires, and severe road damage. In one town, officials are saying emergency crews are racing to rescue people trapped inside a collapsed shopping mall following an explosion. Thousands are reportedly without power. A tsunami warning has been lifted. Authorities warn that strong aftershocks could continue for days.
Now, a video you'll only see right here on Fox 11. Security cameras captured a fatal crash in Winnetka. Police say a white sedan was traveling eastbound on Parthenia Street around 2 o'clock this morning when the driver lost control and crashed into a pole. Firefighters had to cut the 2 victims out of the wreckage. Both of them are men believed to be in their 20s. Sadly, one of them died there at the scene. The other one was rushed to the hospital, where he's now in critical condition. Investigators believe speed was a factor. Parthenia remains shut down between Mason and Sunnybray for the investigation.
A crazy story here. Some neighbors on edge in West Hollywood. Apparently, a pack of coyotes has seemingly taken over an abandoned construction site.
Gigi Graciette is live in WeHo now with the story. Gigi, gosh, how long has this been a problem here?
It has been going on for quite a while, and it's a twofold problem. The number one problem for neighbors is this abandoned construction site. Apparently, they were building this apartment or condo complex and suddenly stopped, and they've just left it here. And some neighbors say it's been up for years. And the second problem is, well, take a look, because I came face to face with it this morning. Coyotes, a pack of them, have taken over the abandoned building. Neighbors tell me they believe it's a mama and her pups, at least 4 to 5 of them. And they wander the streets at all hours of the day. They're not just limited to going out at sunrise and sunset, as is the case, as it used to be when you saw a coyote in the suburbs. Nope, these coyotes are out, neighbors say, at all hours of the day. They've seen them sitting in the middle of the street. They go up to people's doors. They look at people's small dogs, and there's a lot of dog walking going on in this neighborhood. And then there is the noise. Take a listen.
There were little cottages here and all these oak trees, and they evicted all these people, and now we have this sitting for years. And there's 3, 4, 5 of them, probably in a 2-block radius. So don't love the coyotes, but probably love these abandoned buildings less.
Now, this is all happening on Spalding, just south of Santa Monica Boulevard. The abandoned building is right on the corner of Romaine and Spalding. It is a shell of a building, and you can see all the pictures that neighbors have shared with us. So what is the problem? What is the solution? Because it's not good for anyone to have a pack of coyotes living in the suburbs, especially not for the coyotes. Well, it is a state issue, and if you think you're going to call the local animal shelter and they're going to come and pick them up and take them back to the mountains where they belong, you'd be wrong. It is a state issue, and it is illegal for coyotes to be relocated. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife does not relocate wildlife, especially not to resolve human-wildlife conflicts. As a matter of fact, legally trapped animals must be either released immediately in the immediate area they were trapped, or they must be euthanized. According to the state, the best strategy is to continue discouraging coyotes and to remove attractants like food. So don't feed them, try to haze them, try to get them out of your neighborhood, but they will not relocate coyotes. Now, I've had coyotes in my neighborhood. I've had long talks with state representatives from Fish and Wildlife about this. You can actually hire a trapping service, but the trapping service must euthanize the animal. The trapping service cannot take the animal back to the mountains. And there's a variety of reasons the state says that that's the way it has to be done. They say that relocating them just doesn't do any good, and you're just taking the problem to another neighborhood, and Coyotes, by the way, have great memories, and if they've ever been fed, they will remember they were fed there, or if there's food around for them, like community cats, the feral cats that most neighborhoods have, they will return to that neighborhood over and over. And neighbors here tell me that somebody was feeding the coyotes. I'm going to ask photographer Carlos Jacinto. You might be able, over here, Carlos, there's actually some bowls here, and neighbors tell me they discouraged this person from feeding the coyotes, but there are a bunch of bowls that indicate that somebody was feeding them, and neighbors were none too happy about them, because feeding them, while it sounds like, oh, you know, poor coyotes, they're hungry too, they need to eat, and maybe if we feed them, they won't go after our pets, it doesn't work. Feeding them just makes them love the neighborhood even more. So that's a no-no according to the state, and all the wildlife experts that I've spoken to do not feed the coyotes. What's the solution? We've reached out to the city of West Hollywood to ask them about the building, and we're waiting for a reply. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Yeah, that's the same thing with rattlesnakes, I found out, too, is you can't rehome them. You have to euthanize them if they are found to be on someone's property like that.
Yeah. Also, you know, you shot that video this morning,
right.
Gigi, and, you know, you do empathize with these coyotes, right? They're just trying to survive there, and so that's probably one of the reasons why people are feeding them, but yet, you know, you're encouraging them.
But you're keeping them there. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
But if you really care about them, you won't encourage them to stay. You know West Hollywood. This is a densely populated. This is all apartments, townhouses, condos. The traffic here is very busy. It is not safe for a coyote. And that coyote that I saw appears to have a deformed fang. It's sticking out of its mouth. So that coyote probably could use some medical attention. Probably won't get that medical attention it needs. But it does not serve them, the pack, living in this densely populated area. It's just too dangerous.
I wonder if there's going to be some kind of reconsideration on behalf of Fish and Wildlife as to like rehoming them or putting them somewhere where they might be able to flourish and be safer and away from the general public, because this is happening more and more. They're literally everywhere.
Someone has to take the lead on this, because if I belong to about 20 community groups, in addition to obviously my neighborhood groups, and any community group you'll see there's coyotes, and you don't have to be near the hills. One lady we just spoke to, we're going to hear from her coming up at 9. She said, I don't live in the hills. I didn't move to the hills where it's expected that I might come face to face with wildlife. I'm here in the flatland, and it's just not fair. It's not fair to us, and it's not fair to the coyotes. But the state will not do anything. I've spoken to them repeatedly about coyotes in residential neighborhoods. And, you know, people don't think, I mean, that coyotes attack, but just a few months ago we covered the story of a coyote during the day in the morning, about 9 o'clock in the morning, that attacked a little boy and bit him. A coyote attacked a little girl on the beach several years ago. It does happen. It doesn't happen frequently. It's not a frequent thing, but it does happen. It can happen.
I've talked to people who have dogs, and they've been walking their dogs, and the coyote was not afraid and still attacked the dog while the person was there walking the dog. So yeah, a lot of concerns, you know, and like you said, it's up to the state to try to figure this stuff out. All right, Gigi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get up to Stu with a check of your traffic. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. That coyote story, a tough story indeed. But that Skybox traffic is brought to us by My Home Sold. Taking a look at that 101 drive. It's always sunny out here in Tarzana. At the ride, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Today I'm going to call it mediocre. Take a look at that. Now the southbound lane's heading over to the 405 freeway. You're starting to hit the brakes today all the way up in the Tarzana area. Very slow and go out to the 405. After that, it opens up a little bit. It does get better, but not much. If the northbound is your ride from the 405, you've got a lot of friends with you this morning. You're not going to be doing freeway speeds. Give yourself a little extra time. Hot spots, we got them. We're going to share them with you.
Hi, I'm Adrian with My Home Sold, and we want to buy your house. We buy any house in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, and no repairs. Go to myhomesold.com for a free same-day cash offer. That's myhomesold.com.
Welcome back. An LA judge has ruled singer David must stand trial in the killing of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
Sandra joining us live in the studio with the latest on all of this.
We heard a lot of graphic testimony in the preliminary hearing that lasted quite some time last week, and now prosecutors allege the singer, whose real name is David Burke, stabbed the teen after she threatened to expose their relationship. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was killed, dismembered, and found in the trunk of Burke's impounded Tesla last year. The disturbing details of her murder were presented at a preliminary hearing for Burke, which lasted 5 days. We also learned more details about the text messages between Burke and Rivas Hernandez, according to TMZ. The messages were sent to Burke the day before Rivas Hernandez's death, including threats made during an argument over his friendship with another woman.
I will strangle you. I will tell my dad. I will destroy your career. So she's very squarely in those texts threatening him.
TMZ is also reporting that Burke's defense team claims Rivas Hernandez's family knew about their relationship despite previously saying they didn't know him. The attorney for the victim's family says all of the evidence points to Burke as the killer, and with the judge's ruling, the death penalty could be on the table for the 21-year-old singer.
It is something that we will consider on whether or not we will seek the death penalty. At this point, the death penalty determination has not been made. Evidence will be presented at trial, at the end of which we will be seeking a verdict of guilt on the 3 counts of which he will be charged: first-degree murder with the special circumstances of lying in wait, doing it for financial gain, and eliminating a witness in connection with that case, mutilation of human remains, and engaging in a continuous series of sexual acts with a minor that are lewd and lascivious acts.
David has pleaded not guilty, and his lawyers argue that the murder evidence was insufficient. They declined to comment outside court yesterday, and for now, he will be held without bail with arraignment scheduled for next month.
All right, we'll have to see what happens there. Thank you, Sandra.
Thanks, Sandra.
Meantime, this to tell you about a boy was rescued from rough waves on a Santa Cruz beach, and it's all caught on camera. This all happened at Seabright Beach. You can see powerful waves as the lifeguard struggled to pull the victim to shore. Bystanders jumped in to try to help. Scott Vanderdusen recorded the rescue. He said conditions were calm until out of nowhere the waves swelled 3 times the size.
Wow.
When the wave crashed, it left a white foam, and I could see a black dot, which was his head getting pulled out.
God. The boy was eventually pulled to safety, and nobody was hurt. Lifeguards urge beachgoers to, yes, know their limits.
What's crazy about this video is you see actually how close they are to shore.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like he was like he was far into the surf. So the undertow here and the rip currents underneath are what's pulling him.
So
it's like you're in a washing machine. You just keep tumbling around and around. And
that's a really good analogy, Jen.
Yeah.
It is like a washing machine, and you can't get out of it. Especially if you're, even the lifeguard needed some. These lifeguards, they deserve every cent.
Yes, they do.
That they get. They had, what, over 1,000 or so rescues?
Yeah, over 1,000.
This weekend?
When normally it's a couple hundred.
I was out there on Sunday in Manhattan Beach, and the lifeguards were busy. They were on their feet, pacing up and down the coast.
Wow.
And yeah, we saw a rescue happen right there.
Oh my gosh. See, this is why I always advise you to sit on the beach, watch what is going with the waves so you don't get caught off guard and not realize what is happening. There are big waves coming in. Talk to the lifeguards. They actually enjoy, they want to inform you of where to avoid on the shore. Okay, so please do that. It's summer. A lot of families going and taking advantage of the last couple of weeks before school starts for some of our families and our kids. High pressure is actually pulled off to the east over the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle, and in that position it is allowing our daytime highs to drop a couple degrees or so. Maybe you noticed yesterday. Today will drop maybe a degree or 2 again into Thursday before we get the very hot temperatures returning. That high will start to build back over over towards Southern California Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's going to help produce once again another round of very hot temperatures. So that's going to drive you to the beach. And we do have the high surf that's going to continue. It's going to increase actually a bit more today to tomorrow, and that will last through this upcoming weekend, all generated by these storms that are spinning in the Pacific. We've got southern hemiswells that are coming in from the southern hemisphere, but we also have these tropical systems. Fausto, to start, by the way, is moving to the north of the Hawaiian Islands, which is good news if you have travel plans to Hawaii. It is generating high surf there too. But Genevieve, powerful winds right now generating those swells toward the west coast, 125 miles per hour. It's a Category 3 hurricane. The good news, not going to impact land either, moving away from land and into cooler waters, eventually dissipating. But it is generating those big waves for us. So please be mindful of that. 3 to 6 foot sets. It'll be increasing to 5 to 8 feet. So dangerous rip currents in the water. Also, the evening high tide tonight will be over 6 feet. So that's going to cause some minor coastal flooding. Some of those low-lying parking lot areas will be impacted by some of that surf moving in. We have a full moon as well coming up. 81 in Inglewood today, 111 though in Indio, 110 in Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, if you headed to Sin City, really hot. Looking at Woodland Hills, so we're kind of bringing it down a little bit, right? Today, tomorrow, 98 degrees, and then look how it ramps right back up this weekend, 108 by Saturday, and of course another round of those heat alerts. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this very short break.
All right, 8:25, a live look from our cameras out there at Malibu. We got the surfers, the longboarders. Everybody waiting to catch that wave. Surf doesn't look too heavy right now, so the day is young. The day is young.
Be
The
careful.
temperature in the
Please
water,
be careful.
upper 70s.
I know.
So,
it's nice. The water's nice
so
and
nice.
warm, but like I hate to be your mother, but I'm going to be your mother. Be careful. Don't turn your back to the ocean, as we say. We saw a number of
there he
water
goes.
rescues out there. Look, oh, they're getting a little something, something.
Yeah, it kind of breaks up a little bit before, kind of,
It's a good day to maybe go paddleboarding.
there you go.
There's results of that. Okay, debate happening right now online about family boundaries. So how do you feel about a grandmother posting her daughter's ultrasound pics on social media without asking? Well, apparently in this case, the parents had discussed their comfort level, sharing the images, and mutually decided to only show their own parents and their own siblings. Nobody else. It's not clear how strongly that was explained to Grandma, but she either didn't understand or she didn't care. Mom saw it as a lack of respect and says now she's stressing out about other boundaries she's going to have to set. And to that I say, it's a simple conversation.
Yeah.
It's a simple mistake.
Yeah,
Whoopsie daisies.
The grandma's just proud.
The grandma's happy and proud. Wants to show off the little grandbaby on the way. She's very excited.
But
God bless that.
But what if the grandma knew, and then she's like, you know what?
Now,
I
see,
don't
that's a
care.
separate conversation. That's a
Right.
respect thing, right? Yeah, that's a whole
like, it's
different
my grandbaby.
conversation. Right, it's your Sure. The baby has your
sure.
DNA. However,
Sure.
the buck stops
Right.
with the mamas and the papas.
Right. Who's actually giving birth to the
Exactly.
child?
It came out of me.
Right.
The buck stops here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Still ahead, the circus is coming to Hollywood. We've got Coco there.
Hey there, that's right. We're at the Cirque School in Hollywood. We are highlighting Troupe Vertigo. They're going to be part of the Tchaikovsky Spectacular of Fireworks Friday and Saturday. We'll tell you all about it coming up.
Oh, another hot day today.
Not as hot. Is that okay?
Hey, let her do
Not
the weather.
as hot. What is it?
Not as hot.
What is it, like a couple of degrees?
Yeah,
Hey, stay out of her forecast.
I was looking at a post from people who live in Vegas. It was like 100. It's going to be like 117 degrees.
Yeah.
You know what, though?
Well,
like, if you
today.
live there, if you
Later.
live and work there, I feel like you just kind of know what to expect this time of year, right?
My parents.
It's just going to be triple
Yeah,
digits.
your family.
Right.
Yeah.
They're there. And
What do they do?
They stay inside in the air conditioning. When the air conditioning breaks, it's like they have to come
It's like
immediately.
code red.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
code red.
I mean,
Like, you're leaving marks on the seats everywhere you go.
I mean, your body does acclimate quite a bit. Like people who live in Palm Springs. I mean, it's going to be 121 there this week.
I had my nephews and niece visiting me from Texas, and I kept saying how hot it was, and they were like, please stop saying that.
Like, well, stop.
Because it's so humid and hot here.
Would you rather have a dry hot or a humid hot, though? I would rather have dry.
Well,
Absolutely dry for the sake of the hair. Let's think of the hair.
For the sake of the hair.
it just. I would like to have the humid hot in
For your
Hawaii.
skin.
Yeah.
As long as
That's
you're near the water,
kind of
right?
hot, humid.
She's all about the skincare.
Exactly.
That is true. That's why you see like hot yoga instructors, just impeccable complexion.
That's why, because the humidity adds the moisture. You know, we don't have to moisturize.
And Maria, do you want to tell them what Hawaii and Vegas have in common? What Hawaiians call Vegas?
Oh, it is the ninth island,
The
right?
ninth island.
Yeah, they have zippies over there. They have a lot of stuff.
Wow.
Hawaiians end up, because we like the gambling. You know, I
There
do
we
this,
go.
but we don't do that. But yeah, we enjoy
miss that.
the gambling.
You just press it.
And there's direct flights to Vegas. That's really cheap. All right, let's talk about the a little less hot, Bob, as we get into today, tomorrow. And yes, it'll be by 1 or 2 degrees. But hey, we'll take it. And then maybe more of a couple more tomorrow into Thursday. The heat wave will return, though. We're talking about those very hot temperatures returning Friday into this upcoming weekend. And that's why I was talking about 120, 121 possible for the Coachella Valley. We have that increasing high surf. Mario's been all over that story, talking about those dangerous rip currents in the water. So you want to keep that in mind as you try to get away from the heat, especially inland. And it has been a hot July. Look at this. Downtown LA, with the exception of 3 days, every single day has been above average, and we had a high of 94 degrees back on the 15th. We could actually surpass that as we get into this upcoming weekend with those very hot temperatures coming. 88 though today, so that's down from yesterday's 90, still above that average of 83. Our sunset time is at 7:57 this evening. These are the other highs we're expecting today. It's a little more manageable when we get to those low 90s in Corona, right? 93, 91 in Burbank, even Woodland Hills down from the triple digits. So it'll be around 99 today. 80 in Oxnard, Long Beach 82, Palm Springs 112. That's the hot spot. Up in Big Bear, eventually 85 later this afternoon. All right, when I come back, I'll show you that 70 forecast. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. Here's a great story. Over 300 people came together in Santa Monica over the weekend for the Wiley Center's drama Kings and Queens theatrical soiree. The event celebrated the talents of kids and young adults with autism and other developmental differences through singing, acting, and dance. Students also honored the LA Metro with a performance inspired by buses and trains, capped off by a tribute performance of Miley Cyrus's The Climb. Dr. Ashley Wiley Johnson is the principal and vice president of LA Speech and Language, and she called the soiree a powerful reminder of what's possible when every child and every vendor is given the chance to shine in an inclusive and welcoming space.
Love that.
They do remarkable things at the Wiley Center.
Awesome. The Hollywood Bowl is blending classical music with jaw-dropping circus moves this weekend.
Yeah, Coco McAvoy is live in Hollywood to check out some of the gravity-defying acts Troupe Vertigo has in store. Good morning.
Hey there, the Hollywood Bowl is such an iconic venue, and on Friday and Saturday, the Tchaikovsky Spectacular of Fireworks returns, and this time around, the acclaimed Troupe Vertigo will be part of the annual show. So this is the Aloysia now, the artistic director for Troupe Vertigo, and tell us about what it means to Troupe Vertigo to be part of this show.
Sure. So we spend most of the year traveling throughout North America, performing with national symphonies, but it is our first time being able to showcase our hometown here locally with what we're doing with Troupe Vertigo.
And tell us about Troupe Vertigo and the performers we're seeing.
Sure. So we have a few performers here. We're going to really mix the music with the circus arts seamlessly. So we have a freestanding ladder here. This is called with Hermias. So he is an acrobat who's finding balance in a very precarious situation.
Wow.
We also have Vladik, who's juggling in the background, and both have been working with us for about 10 years. So they're very comfortable working with big, epic, loud music, and really able to seamlessly mix the acrobatics with the tension of the music, and of course, in this epic, iconic facility of the Hollywood Bowl, we're just beyond elated.
Epic and iconic for sure. And Troop Vertigo is epic and iconic as well. And tell us about this Cirque School. We're really getting a great view of how beautiful it is.
Absolutely. So Troop Vertigo's companion company or sister company is Cirque School. So unlike professional performers, Cirque School offers an opportunity for anybody with any body to learn the circus arts. It's an educational form of learning and being exposed to what these people have been doing all their lives, but you don't need to be fit to come in here. This is where you're going to get fit, have fun, and we have all levels and different types of classes, from aerial to flexibility to handstands to acrobatics, so anybody can come in here. And we've been around since 2009, so we've been here for a really long time, and we're a little secret hideaway off of Hollywood Boulevard. Fancy, guys.
Incredible, super fancy. And Aloysia, tell us about your background and how you developed your love for circus arts.
Sure. So I grew up in San Francisco and did start to do circus myself at a young age. I was doing WeHo, a lot of different sports, ballet and dance, musical theater, but circus resonated with me the most because it's all about working as a group, as a team, challenging your body to the extreme, but being able to perform and gift it to the audience.
And so for people who plan to come on Friday and Saturday, tell us about what they're going to experience.
So it's going to be an epic concert because we have the Tchaikovsky score. We're doing two different sections. We're doing one called Slavonic March, which was very rich and textured and kind of more avant-garde. And then we move into our rendition of Swan Lake, which is a little bit twisted, obviously, because we're a circus, and we're really playing off the evil sorcerer and the white swans and how they all interact. And during that time, you will see aerial straps, you will see foot juggling, you will see contortion, you will see all these different types of art forms that are weaving themselves into the theatrical storyline with this music.
Aloysia, thank you so much for talking to us and telling us all about this incredible show. You've got to come and see this. This is just really a sneak peek preview, but when you come on Friday and Saturday, you're going to be wowed. It happens at 8 o'clock both Friday and Saturday at the Hollywood Bowl. I'll send it back to you.
The core strength on that guy.
I was thinking the same thing. You have to have some major core.
And like the forearms, like what does it take? Like how much training? Wow. Look at that. That is so impressive.
Super impressive.
Like that.
They want to know how much training. How much training do you need for that?
It's years, kind of.
Yeah, years, right?
So usually you train for 5 years to do 5 minutes.
Wow.
What?
5 years for 5 minutes. That's incredible.
Yeah.
You guys want to pass
the chandelier like no one
swirl around.
One last trick.
Wow.
Okay,
handedly.
One last trick.
And look at what they're about to do. They're about to do one last trick. They're going to now throw these clubs to each other, which is fascinating. I don't
understand how, because I can't.
Premier talent.
I can't like tap my head and rub my belly at the same time. It's true. And this guy.
And change the chandelier.
Right. And
Bravo.
Nice. Wow. Incredible.
All right, they're at the Hollywood Bowl this weekend. Thank you, Coco.
What a showman. What a showman.
What a showman. You know, I gotta say, like, gone are the days where you have just like a pure showman like that.
Yeah.
That's why I like The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman.
Uh-huh.
That razzle dazzle.
Some would call you,
razzle.
I'm not going to say showgirl because that's...
I'll take it.
A show lady.
It's fine. I was raised in Las Vegas.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. I knew where your heart was at. Good morning to you. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. When we watch our favorite stars and they're on the big screen, you think it's glitz and glam and grins all the time. Not the case. And I actually respect those celebrities that open up and say, hey, life can get pretty tough for us too. So Camila Mendez, she's no stranger to big movies, big series, and all things Hollywood. But recently she opened up on a podcast about some big personal issues she was having behind the scenes. Now, you know her, of course, Masters of the Universe, Riverdale.
Right.
During a visit to the On Purpose with Jay Shetty podcast, Mendez detailed how her mental health struggles affected her while working. She shared that she had an eating disorder while starring on Riverdale. She also shared that she used lorazepam to numb herself and get through work days on the set of that hit series Riverdale that lasted 7 seasons, where she played Veronica throughout the show's entire run from 2017 to 2023. She said she suffered from a lot of panic attacks, and she went into details like this. She said that when she didn't feel good, she felt bad about calling out sick because it would cost production thousands of dollars. Let's say they had a whole day planned around a scene with her in it. She felt she couldn't call out sick.
'Cause you're feeling like you're letting everybody else down.
Right. Hundreds of people
to
down.
take care of yourself.
Exactly. She also said that her character wore different wardrobe than she would wear, and so these are really tight dresses, and they would show her midriff, and she said that even if she felt uncomfortable, that was the costume. She had no choice. So I really appreciate when they keep it real.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, shifting gears, literally, an iconic toy brand is launching into a new venture, making a movie, and the first trailer just came out.
Oh.
Sean Walker. It's been a long time since we played Matchbox cars together. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Sean.
What the hell have you been up to?
It's a bit of a longer story.
You look big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're really taking all of our childhood toys and turning them into feature films,
Yeah, it's
aren't they?
Barbie.
Move over, Bobby.
Matchbox.
Matchbox is in town. All right.
Hey, when does Candyland come into theaters?
That's right.
Shoot some ladders.
Life. So Apple debuted its first trailer for the Matchbox movie. It stars John Cena and Jessica Biel. John Cena plays an ex-soldier looking to clear his team's name after being framed for a crime. It's an adaptation based on the Matchbox line of toys. They specialize in cars, trucks, and track sets. The Matchbox film rolls out on Apple TV this October. All right, I want you to show me how you drive. Are we 10 and 2?
I got that
Whoa,
lean. I got that lean.
She got that lean with it. Whoa!
Do you do the dad look where you over the shoulder?
Okay.
Even though you have the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
looking
I
back.
always do. A couple of times.
But can I tell you the one swoon move if you're ever on a date? When you're in the passenger.
Like this?
Yes, when they put their hand behind your chair and they're just driving like that, and you go.
Sometimes I do the mom seatbelt where it's like if I have a passenger, I'll go like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to make sure.
By the way, if you ever go to the Mattel headquarters in Torrance, it is very cool. And like I got a behind the scenes, and the way that they make these cars, it's like a whole body shop.
Ooh.
They have all of the different models.
Ooh.
They have like literally like a whole thing of all the colors of all. Yeah.
See, you're just a big.
I didn't know that.
It is the most amazing thing.
In Torrance.
And then in their lobby, they have this slide where you take the Matchbox cars, climb this to the second floor, and drop them from the slide.
See,
and they
that's
do like
cool.
a little loop-de-loop.
Did you also know
and come
there's
down.
a lagoon in Torrance, which apparently it's like the seaside lagoon in Torrance? Where
Bob is like a big kid.
You know what? It's on and popping in Torrance.
Yeah, it is. South Bay, here, where you at? All right, let's get to our poll question. We asked you if you could have one superpower, what would it be? All right, flight, taking 50% of your votes today. Go to foxla.com/vote. Don't only just vote, leave us a comment. Let's see what we got. Let's see what you left. Izzy in Los Angeles says time travel. The adventures would be endless.
That's right.
I like it. I like the music with the poll. Carlos in Anaheim, instant learning. Look at any object or skill and instantly know how to masterfully use that object or skill, be it from art to a fighter jet.
Whoa, Carlos.
That's cool. Nancy in 29 Palms says flight, definitely, to be able to just take off and not have to worry about gas or parking would be amazing.
Yeah, or leg room.
Juan in Menifee, my superpower would be to see a person's heart, their true intentions. The heart shows it all.
Juan, that's poetic.
That is deep.
To be able to see through the person, not X-ray vision per se.
That's right.
But the soul of a human.
I bet when Juan goes on a date, but who are you? Really?
Right, I want to know who you are. Yes.
Yeah.
Samara, you're kind of like a good judge of character, right?
I'm a very good judge.
I mean, you're a judge, period.
Well, yeah,
a
that
judger.
Too. That too. All the above. I'm
She's
guilty
judge,
of.
jury, and executioner.
That's right.
I feel you three are lovely people.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Right back at you, Yellow.
Good Day LA Traffic is sponsored by law offices of Jacob and Ronnie and call jacob.com. And we do have this issue, and judging by the looks of this, it's going to be a headache. Southbound side of the 405 at Wilmington Avenue, getting word of a 3-vehicle crash. It is taking away at least a lane of traffic, and it is delaying you quite a bit through the Wilmington area. So just a heads up, we do have crews headed to the scene. I'm talking about emergency crews, and we've got to look at your real-time traffic. 44 minutes, a really tough drive from downtown through Mid-City to get to the west side, and northbound side of the 405 from the 110 coming inbound, just 31 minutes there. A live Caltrans camera look, a much better ride along the 101 in this portion, both directions, northbound side, southbound side, looks good at this hour. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
Hey, Good Day LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside at LAX, plenty of blue skies, kind of a mixture of some high mid-level clouds and some blue skies, and a little bit more of a sea breeze that's going to help bring our temperatures down a couple of degrees. We do have some high surf to talk about. We have a couple of systems here in the Pacific. This is Tropical Storm Fausto. Good is going to stay north of the Hawaiian Islands. This is Genevieve. Genevieve packing very strong winds right now, generating all the swells moving up along the west coast. So we do have several advisories in effect, including some extreme heat warnings and heat advisories due to come back in effect starting Thursday into this upcoming weekend, as we do expect another round of really hot temperatures. We have a coastal flood advisory and a high surf advisory. That's for the big waves that are rolling in. We're talking about 3 to 6 foot sets with 5 to 8 feet, increasing to that anyway as we get to tomorrow and Thursday. So needless to say, very strong and dangerous rip currents in there. So please, if you plan to go to the beach, make sure you swim or paddle out near a lifeguard and be an experienced surfer if you do plan to head in the water. Here's our 7-day, 76 along the coast, warming up to around 79 on Saturday. Bigger warm up noticeable downtown LA, 88 today, up to 93 on Saturday. The valleys and the Inland Empire, yes, 99, and then we'll get back to those triple digits, 108 on Saturday. The mountains, not too bad for the morning temperatures, but it will get up to the mid 80s there today, and then 90s will return, it looks like, this weekend. And as we get to the Coachella Valley, it's going to be really hot. 112 today, and if you think that's hot, look at Saturday, 121. So please make plans to stay heat safe. Back to you.
Oh boy, hot off a successful run at the FIFA World Cup Fan Festival, family-owned Cuernavaca's Grill is in the Good Day Cafe to tell us what's up next for this popular Mexican taqueria. Joining me is the daughter of founders Marcos and Maria, and you're their culinary director as well, Naomi Mendoza. You are a big deal, babe. Welcome to the Good Day Cafe.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you were a hit at FanFest. Sandra just walked in. She said hello to you. So tell me why people are not only a fan of soccer, but they were a fan of all of this food.
Oh my gosh, so I love to get creative in the kitchen. I always like to think outside of the box.
Yeah?
So when I came into ownership, I was like, okay, there's so many Mexican restaurants in LA. What's gonna put us on the map? And not only, you know, in LA, but, you know, we've gone national, international. We really want to make Mexico proud. So I thought outside of the box, and I was like, hey, the World Cup is in our backyard. So I turned our torta into a soccer ball.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
You just press it and it has the print right on it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then not just soccer, football.
Yeah, we're headed into football season. So we are now at the LA Coliseum for USC season.
Because you were such a hit.
Because we were such a hit.
Yeah.
And now we're turning our tortas into footballs.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. What are you looking forward to being there at USC for football?
Oh my gosh, just like the atmosphere. I was a student at USC, so it's like so full circle.
From Trojans to tortas back to Trojans.
Literally. So if you guys happen to go to any games, like we are at the entrance of Gate 19.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we'll have our tortas, and then, you know, I always like to get creative, so you'll just have to stay tuned to see what else we come up with.
I love it. Tell me more about your food here, because it smells so good, and I know you have the Café de Olla right here.
Yeah, so we have the Café de Olla. Actually, everything on here is made from scratch. And when I say made from scratch, we love to support our local produce district. We are in the LA Fashion District. So our most popular is the chile relleno.
I wore my guacamole green for you.
I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, so we have the chile relleno, and this is our poblano pepper. And it's stuffed with Monterey Jack and our house-made salsa.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how spicy is that?
Well, you know, I have a high spice tolerance, so don't trust me.
I have a low spice tolerance, so that's why we need somebody in the middle to kind of tell us. This is so delicious, but you're also known for a little bit of spectacle, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to bring somebody in. Gustavo, come on over here. You have you're like a magician, right? So here we go. You have a trick for us. Okay, everyone get ready. Do not try this at home, or do if you want. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that looks delicious. Look at that. That looks so fresh. What is the most fun about working with your family?
Oh my gosh, I just love being creative. Like, I love posting everything on social media. I think what the Fan Fest really entailed was the fact that people connected with our story. When I created the torta, I showed everyone how much burnt bread I had.
Yeah.
So I just think it's the process of it. And then just bringing people along, they feel like their family.
That's right. I feel like I'm your family.
You're an honorary Mendoza now.
Oh my goodness, Amanda Mendoza. Well, go visit Naomi Mendoza and her family at their locations in Bell and downtown LA and check them out online at cuernavacasgrill.com. Okay, I'm having more guacamole to match my dress. We'll be right back. Girls, you want any chips and dip? Okay. Yeah, done something.
Good morning. Welcome to 9 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Funeral services for Senator Lindsey Graham are about to get underway at the National Cathedral in Washington.
Rebecca Castor has more on what we can expect. Let's go to her right now. Rebecca, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Today's funeral service here at the National Cathedral is invitation only, and Senator Graham's family, his congressional colleagues, and world leaders are all expected to be in attendance to honor the late senator.
Senator Lindsey Graham arriving at the U.S. Capitol one last time. Members of the Armed Forces Body Barrier Team carried his casket into the rotunda. where a U.S. Capitol Police Honor Guard stood watch, a nod to his decades in the Senate.
He treated everybody the same because he was fascinated and he loved every single person in this chamber.
During a solemn ceremony, Vice President J.D. Vance and lawmakers remembered the South Carolina senator as a deal maker who worked across the aisle.
If he believed he was in the right, he spoke up. He told things the way he saw them.
Politicians and world leaders will gather for a funeral service at the Washington National Cathedral today, where President Trump, a close friend of Graham's, will deliver a eulogy.
He was able to bring people together. If I needed a Democrat, he could usually produce that Democrat.
Today, President Trump also held meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who are both in town to attend the funeral. Before his passing, Graham won Trump's support for a bipartisan Russian sanctions bill, but the Senate is struggling to pass it before the August recess, and supporters don't want to lose this chance.
Not only as a tribute to Senator Graham, but also because it matters to Ukraine.
The Senate is expected to take a procedural vote on that bill tonight, and if it eventually passes, it would be the final exclamation point on Graham's legacy. Roxy and Sandra, back to you.
And Rebecca, what happens to his seat in the meantime? Who's going to fill that seat, and what happens following that?
Yes, so his sister was recently appointed by the state's governor to fill that vacancy, and she has actually decided to run for the full term. There is going to be a special election, a special GOP primary coming up on August 11th. It's a very crowded race. This is the first time in more than 2 decades that there is an open Senate seat in South Carolina, so a lot of people jumping into this race. Darlene Graham is the sister that's running. She's got an uphill battle to win the full nomination.
Definitely a race to watch there. All right, Rebecca, thank you so much for that update.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Good morning to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban, starting with this gorgeous shot outside. This is a look in Malibu right now by the pier, and the waves here by the pier not so big, but we are looking at some increasing surf heights. We've got Mario Ramirez there live in just a few moments to give us all the details. But what a nice shot. The kids playing, enjoying the last bits of summer vacation. We've got some high mid-level clouds. That's about it, streaming up from the south, so adding a little humidity in the atmosphere, but that sea breeze does also help to bring those temperatures down just slightly today, tomorrow into Thursday. Right now it is 77 in Woodland Hills, similar temperatures out in San Bernardino, 76 in Riverside, along the coast, 76 in Huntington Beach, out in Palm Springs right now it's 93, 76 in Big Bear. High temperatures today ranging from around 112 in Palm Springs. It's hot, but wait till you see the weekend. We're going to see a return of those very hot temperatures. 100 in the high desert to 85 up in Big Bear, so very nice with some sunshine. Of course, it'll feel a little bit warmer than that if you're out and about. 88 for downtown LA today. That's down from yesterday's 90. 99 for the valleys and the Inland Empire to that 76 along our coastline with the beach hazards in place, talking about that high surf. So please be extra careful if you are headed to the coast. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you too.
All right, Maria, thank you. Lifeguards are on high alert along beaches in LA County for the next few days. Strong rip currents and big waves from Hurricane Genevieve will likely catch many swimmers off guard.
Let's go to Mario right now in Malibu. Lots of people were actually caught off guard this weekend, Mario. It was very dangerous and scary to hear some of these numbers.
Yeah, absolutely, Roxy, Sandra. Maybe you've seen some of the videos circulating online. Water rescues along the Southern California coast surging over the weekend. Now, as far as the weather out here, we're feeling that heat. Once the marine layer moved past us, it really started warming up. Maria talked about that sea breeze, which feels great. And just take a look at some of the conditions this morning. It's been busy out here at Malibu Surfrider Beach. Dozens of surfers out here taking advantage of the building waves. Dangerous rip currents already a concern this morning with the beach hazard statement in place. 3 to 6 foot waves today, and tomorrow a high surf advisory takes effect. Waves of 4 to 8 feet expected along parts of the LA and Ventura County coastline. So this is just the beginning, and the warning about high surf comes after an extremely busy weekend for lifeguards. So take a look. We've got some video that shows you why lifeguards are on high alert. LA County lifeguards say they made nearly 2,000 water rescues this past weekend alone, and a typical busy summer weekend may see around 200, maybe 300 1,500 rescues. So you can see the danger here. Swimmers caught in the rough waters as lifeguards are rushing in to help, and thankfully they're in place and trained for these types of situations like this. And we've been talking with surfers all morning, getting some advice for the inexperienced. Take a listen to this advice from a local expert here in Malibu.
Watch the water for a long time before you go out. If you spend like 15 minutes, you can kind of see which way the water's flowing and stuff like that. Keep an eye on it, because a lot of times there'll be rip currents which will pull you out, and you got to stay away from those because those things will pull you out before you even know it. The second advice is if you do get caught in a rip current, paddle parallel to the shore. Don't try to paddle in because you won't be able to paddle against the ocean. Mother Nature will always win.
And farther south, Orange and San Diego County coastal areas also expecting dangerous surf with waves of 5 to 8 feet, sets up to 9 feet along south and southwest facing beaches once that larger swell builds. Now let's come back out here live, show you more of the activity here at this beach. The high surf advisory runs from 5 p.m. tomorrow through 5 p.m. Saturday. A lot of these surfers say they're going to be back out here day after day. Now before getting into the water, check conditions with the lifeguard. If you realize the surf looks rough, don't risk it. So again, any tourists, visitors who might be watching, keep a close eye, especially if you have young kids that are near the water. We've covered stories and know how dangerous these tides and this rip currents can be. So that's something to keep in mind here as we're dealing with these hot temperatures as well. For now, live in Malibu, we'll send it back to you, Sandra and
I
Roxia.
was just about to say, it's not even going in the water, like physically going in to swim. People who are just playing along the water, like kids, like you said, or even people walking along the water. I know many people who had some close encounters by these waves because they just kind of sneak up on you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they say stay off the rocks and jetties, because you never know when a rogue wave can come up, and we've seen it happen before. And what's more enticing is the water is unusually warm. It's been in the mid 70s. Usually it's a little colder, so I know a lot of people are, wanting to come out for that as well.
It's so true. It's like, when was the last time you went into the water, right? Now you're like, wait a minute, I want to get into that ocean.
You want to play in the waves, but the waves can be very dangerous. All it takes is a split second.
So scary.
All right, Mario, thank you. We're tracking breaking news from Japan. A massive earthquake rocked the southwestern island of Kyushu today. This is some of the latest video just into our newsroom. As you see right there, officials confirming multiple buildings collapsing, fires and severe road damage as well. In one town, officials say emergency crews are racing to rescue people trapped inside a collapsed shopping mall following an explosion. Local reports there saying at least 20 people at the shopping center are unaccounted for. Thousands of people are in the area reportedly without power at this point. While the tsunami warning has been lifted, authorities warn strong aftershocks could continue for days.
West Hollywood residents on high alert after a pack of coyotes has seemingly taken over an abandoned construction site.
Gigi Graciette live in WeHo with the story. Gigi?
And that's right. We're on Spalding, just south of Santa Monica Boulevard, and take a look at the building, or what's left of it. It was never completed. Neighbors now call this abandoned construction site here in West Hollywood the Coyote Condos. That's because a pack of coyotes are now living inside the shell of what was supposed to be an upscale housing complex. Take a look. This morning we spotted this one with what appears to be a deformed or injured left fang. The coyote, one of at least 5, say neighbors they see and hear daily. And while many neighbors say they're worried about having coyotes out and about at all hours of the day, they're also concerned about the building site that was abandoned years ago mid-project. It's not only an eyesore, they say, it's dangerous. They've already dealt with an encampment that started inside. That's gone. And now it's the wildlife. And many also worry about their furry neighbors, from the community cats to the pets being walked by their owners to the coyotes themselves, who walk the streets in this densely populated area with so much traffic.
Well, they've been around for the last several months, and usually they're out early when there's very little traffic, and they're bold. It's just so interesting to watch them. Usually it's just one. Sometimes I think the one that I see is the mother, and then her babies come out, but they're about the same size. But they don't seem afraid of people.
It's just, I don't think it's normal. We shouldn't have to be living like this in fear of people that own homes or rent apartments here, we want to get away from the hills. And when you purchase a property in the hills, it's something normal. It's a risk that you take with wildlife. Down here, I don't think it's okay having a pack of 5 coyotes living in this highly densely populated area.
It's not good for the people. It's not good for the coyotes, neighbors say. Now, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife does not relocate wildlife to resolve any kind of human-wildlife conflicts. They don't relocate coyotes at all. And if you order or hire a trapping company, legally, the animals must be released immediately in the same area where they were trapped, or they must be euthanized. Now, we did reach out to the city of West Hollywood. I'm just hearing that they're getting back to us this morning. I'm trying to find their comment. If they have a comment here, I don't see it yet, but they have reached out. We reached out to them, and here is what they just replied to us. The city of West Hollywood is aware of community concerns regarding coyote activity. The city of West Hollywood has had a comprehensive coyote management and coexistence plan in place since 2018. The plan emphasizes public education, prevention, and human coexistence strategies. It goes on to say that residents can learn more about coyote safety reporting and the city's coyote management at one of their official websites. But no answer about what they plan to do or what is the status of this building. And I got to tell you, neighbors are torn. The main conflict, they say, is just having this abandoned pile of wood right here. And I mentioned an encampment has started inside. That is now gone, but that is one of the big concerns here. And now you've got the coyotes. So we're going to reach out to the city of West Hollywood again and ask them, what is the status of this building? Is it in limbo? What's going on here? Because that's what people really want to know. I'm going to leave you with that live look of coyote condos right here on Spalding and Romaine in West Hollywood. I'm Gigi Graciette, live.
Oh my goodness.
They're really in a lot of different neighborhoods now.
Yes,
you know?
but to see it like this in this capacity, it is unnerving for sure. All right, Gigi, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Let's get over to Maria with a check in traffic.
Yeah, let's talk about our traffic right now. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. As we take a look at one of our real-time traffic maps here, we're going to zoom into our camera. Northbound 5 freeway. This does look pretty good here. This is the North 5 at Zoo Drive, and both sides of the 5 freeway, well, actually the northbound side is moving a little bit faster than the southbound side, just a little bit slower there, but at least it's moving. Looking at our drive times in and out of downtown LA, westbound 10 from Mid-City towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 4-5, about 36 minutes, a little slower. Northbound 110 between the 4-5 to the 10, around 24 minutes, and on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, around 42 minutes there, so slow going. Now let's take a look at some of our other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
up. It's fun for surfers, but could be dangerous for swimmers or, you know, just people enjoying the water. But those sneaker waves could get you. Be careful.
Hi, Malibu.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
Give me your best surf talk.
Gnarly.
That's
gnarly,
Gnarly.
dude.
Hang loose, brah.
Say, dude.
I'm wearing some beads.
Very
Those
nice.
From the orange of counties.
That's right, because it's International Bead Week.
That's right.
Not just day, but bead week.
Bead week.
There's a whole week for beads.
Yeah.
There's a whole
all kinds
week.
of beads.
That's right, all kinds. Let's talk music.
Okay.
This is a girl that I am becoming a big fan of. I'm talking about country superstar Ella Langley. She just made music history.
Drink and drag all by myself. He's choosing Texas, I can tell.
She has such a great voice.
I know.
I love her.
I love her song Butterfly Season as well. Choosing Texas is now the longest running #1 song by a solo woman, not including holiday songs. 15 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I know. The only song with more weeks at #1, All I Want for Christmas is You.
Really?
To be in that company,
I know.
right?
So Choosing Texas just passed Love You by Whitney Houston and We Belong Together by Mariah.
Wow.
Yeah, each of those spent 14 weeks in the top spot. But this is big news. It's a big deal for her.
Country's having a moment for sure.
I mean, it's been having a moment for a while.
Right.
The
But
moment
these are
just...
more modern country songs. Her voice, especially with some duets too.
Yeah. I love Sandra saying, country's having a moment. Girl, I've been going to Stagecoach the last few years.
I mean, modern country.
Yes.
More contemporary.
More contemporary.
For the younger generation too.
Do you remember Contempo Casuals?
I do.
Oh, throwback.
Wet
right there.
Seal.
Wet Seal. Somebody was online, a young girl, and she found these vintage shorts.
Vintage?
And they were leopard print, and she said, these are from Charlotte Russ.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is it
And I
not
went,
around still?
No, I don't think Charlotte
It's
Russe is
not?
around.
No, but it was Charlotte Russe.
And I would get all my board shorts from there. Yes.
This is what I'm saying.
That, Rampage.
Rampage.
Wet Seal was big too. And
Wet
then there was
Seal,
another
Limited.
one.
Contempo Casuals.
I loved United Colors of Fantasy.
579.
579.
But let me tell you, I liked country back in the day when I was wearing all this stuff in middle school, because I'll tell you who my country queen was at the time.
Oh, of course, Shania.
yeah.
Let's go, girls.
I still think she's hot stuff.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, you know what else is hot stuff? Our poll. Let's check in on our morning poll. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Flight, strength, invisibility, or X-ray vision? Here are the results. Flight, 51%.
Yeah, no one wants to be stuck in traffic.
That's what I said.
I would fly everywhere.
It's funny because my superpower would be to teleport myself, so I guess that would qualify under flight. But I just would love. Can you just imagine if you could just like appear anywhere? Just like right now, let's go to lunch in Italy.
Let's go.
I would
Let's
love
do
that.
it.
Like, I dream of Genie too. We have some comments. Omar in Santa Monica said, reading people's minds, mind control.
Nah, I don't want to know what you're thinking.
I love, right. Liz in Ventura, whatever power makes me rich, I'll take that one, please. Okay, that's a good one. I'd like that one too. Heath in LA, I'm surprised more people aren't voting straight. Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Really? Imagine never having to ask anyone to open the pickle jar again. Sarah in Burbank, super speed to get it all done.
Yeah.
That's good.
So you all agreed that we would pick flight?
Yeah.
Let me see your flying pose.
No, I don't want to fly like that. I just want to go like this.
Yeah, teleport.
Okay, that's not on the list.
Well,
But
that's
a
on my
similar
list.
track of flight. If you're gonna fly like this, how about like Superman?
Oh, doo-doo-doo. Power. Or like this.
welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casinos. We've got a beautiful shot to show you right now of the island of Catalina. Wow, look at that. If you want a vacation and feel like you're out of the country, go to Catalina Island. It truly is one of my favorites. You really have to do it if you have not done it. It's a beautiful weekend to be had, or just a couple of days. You would love it. Hot conditions will continue, but not quite as hot. There's the good news. High pressure, which has been in control of our weather, is actually centered now just to our east a little bit more over the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle. In that position, we've got a little bit more of that sea breeze, so that will help bring our temperatures down a couple of degrees. It's still going to be above normal, but hey, we'll take what we can get here over the next several days. That high will build back as we get to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and as that big dome of high pressure centers itself over Arizona, the Four Corners, we're going to tap into a little bit more of that subtropical moisture. It's also going to produce very hot temperatures again, maybe even the hottest of the month so far. Heat alerts will be back in full force as we get to this weekend with extreme heat warnings. But in the meantime, we have the high surf and high surf advisory, all generated by these storms in the Pacific. Fausto, by the way, going to move north of the Hawaiian Islands. Good news if you have travel plans there. Some high surf also, though, generated by that. And then we've got Hurricane Genevieve. Very strong winds right now of 125 miles an hour. Good news moving away from land, but it is going to continue to reinforce those high waves for us. 3 to 6 feet today, getting up to 8-foot sets by tomorrow, so very dangerous rip currents in the water. We also have a high tide later tonight, 6.1 sets, going to cause a little bit of some minor flooding, especially along the coast. 82 in Inglewood today to 112 in Indio. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Maria. Still ahead, the circus is coming to the Hollywood Bowl this weekend, and Coco has a preview.
Good morning. That's right. We are at the Cirque School in Hollywood highlighting Troop Vertigo. They are part of a huge show at the Hollywood Bowl Friday and Saturday. We'll tell you all about it coming up.
For the second time in its history, the American Red Cross declaring a national blood crisis. The organization says donations hit a 4-year summer low. All types of blood are needed, but especially type O. The Red Cross says the supply of type O positive blood has been dropping below a 1-day supply. And if you can donate and you do have type O blood, go to redcrossblood.org. Definitely something you can do to help.
Well, that little sound might not sound like much, but it's very encouraging for Jackie, the famous bald eagle from Big Bear Lake. Wildlife officials at the Ojai Raptor Center report positive progress for Jackie, who is eating on her own now. She's more alert and feisty. Her red cell blood count has doubled since the weekend, and vets are still working to determine the cause of her illness as she remains under 24/7 care.
People are being warned to be extra careful if they go to the beach.
That's right. Lifeguards say conditions over the next few days are similar to those over the weekend when they made nearly 2,000 rescues. And Mario Ramirez joins us now from Malibu with the latest. Hi there, Mario.
Yeah, Roxy and Sandra, typically during a busy summer weekend, they see anywhere from 200 to 300. So to hear that they made almost 2,000 rescues, that kind of gives you an idea of the conditions. I want to give a shout out to the LA County Lifeguards. That's Joe. Give us a wave, Joe. Yeah, he means business. We were just talking about the conditions out here. He's on high alert. He's been out here all morning. We have a beach hazard statement. I'm going to have Howard show you the waves out there and some of the surfers. This beach hazard statement in place, and it's coming with a warning about the rough conditions out here, the rough rip currents, really strong rip currents that can take you out. So that's what they're keeping an eye on. There's also a high surf advisory that goes into place tomorrow at 5 p.m., and that will last through 5 p.m. Saturday. So you have this week for the later half that is looking like a lot of people might be heading to the beach, but there are definitely some warnings here and things that people might want to keep an eye on. Cole? Hey, come over here, Cole. If I can grab you really quick. Cole's a surfer. He's actually photographing his sister who's out there. Hey, Cole, tell me about the conditions out here. We're expecting, some pretty big sets and waves over the week.
Yeah, it looks like it's just classic good pumping Malibu. Yeah, my sister's out there right now and just trying to get a few.
Is your sister a beginner?
No, she's not. Yeah, she's a ripping surfer who, I'm kind of her de facto coach some days. So, yeah.
So for someone who is a beginner, what would you tell them? They're getting into the waters, maybe they're visiting, they're, just starting out surfing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is, like, if you're, a beginner, it's just, Malibu when it's pumping is a really top quality wave and gets super crowded. So I'd probably, stick to some of the beach breaks to learn. And, it can get kind of hectic out there on a good swell. It gets a bit sketchy with all the crowds, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's probably good to stick to the smaller waves.
Awesome. Okay, Cole, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure those are going to be some nice pictures of Cole's sister here as she's catching some waves. So there's been dozens of surfers out here throughout the morning catching waves, and to make it even more enticing, the water here is in the 70s. But keep in mind, again, dangerous conditions. If you have young kids out here along the coast, keep a close eye on them. And I did get my swimsuit on. I found one in my car, so maybe I have to test the waters out myself.
Get in there. The waves are pumping, Mario.
You just happened to find one in the car. It's your to-go bag.
I did. I was looking for about an hour.
We know you're a good swimmer. We've seen it in the pool.
True.
Although the ocean's a very different monster.
Yeah.
So be careful.
You know what? Actually, Mario and Sandra, that's a good point, because all these parents are taking their kids to the pool for swim lessons with the summertime. But swimming in the ocean and swimming in the pool are two very different things.
Don't I know it? Yeah, for sure. Look at Mario jogging backwards. Never
Don't
turn your back
to the ocean. That's what
number
you said all morning.
Yes. But I have to tell you also, waves have different powers. So
I
in
get
Malibu,
paid to do this. This guy says you get paid to do this?
Yeah. Yes, you do. Jump right in, but leave your mic on the dry sand, okay? We need our equipment, Mario.
But the power of the waves.
The power of the waves are really different depending on the beach. I will say in Malibu, the waves are big and strong. Like if you go to the South Bay area, they could be big, but there's not a lot of power behind them sometimes. So even though you see the waves, they may look similar. They're very different in terms of feel. And if you're not a strong swimmer, make sure to talk to a lifeguard beforehand, know what you're doing before you enter the water, because again, as you want to do a bottom check too, don't get me started on swimming because I could go on and on. But you also have to do a bottom check.
What's a bottom check?
The bottom check of the ocean.
What does that mean?
Of the beach. So you have to kind of shuffle. You have to see if there's pits in the sand, and before you go in, you just have to be very careful because Mother Nature, the waves, and the beach is very different.
It's unpredictable. Yeah, of course.
And every beach is very different.
You should also swim near a lifeguard tower anyway.
That's right.
I think.
It's beautiful to watch. I want to jump
beautiful.
in.
Good stuff.
Mario, go for it.
Get that swimsuit.
Your feet didn't even get wet. You could do better than that.
Later, coming up.
Later, okay. All right, Mario, thank you. So one of Hollywood Bowl's signature summer traditions is getting a high-flying twist.
Let's go to Coco right now, live in Hollywood, to show us how will you be participating, Coco?
Oh, you're on a trapeze.
Ooh.
Okay, as you see, they did convince me to do this. I know that Aloysia's trying to teach me some tricks. We'll see how that goes, but we're here at the Cirque School in Hollywood. We are celebrating Troop Vertigo because you are part of the Tchaikovsky Spectacular of Fireworks happening Friday and Saturday. Tell us about what it means to Troop Vertigo to really be able to perform in your hometown.
Absolutely. It's a truly iconic moment for us because generally we're out touring North America with symphonies, but the fact that we get to be in our hometown where we've been for 17 years, it's an extraordinary moment for circus, and we are Los Angeles Circus comes to life. As you can see by Evan here spinning on the hoop, finding her center, really trying to start our rehearsals and get ready for the show today.
Just beautiful. And Aloysia, you're an aerialist,
yes,
right?
I am.
And tell us about what it takes to be able to really be able to do this. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch.
It takes a passion because of the level of endurance and physical challenge and pain also that goes through it. But we all have different ways of warming up safely. So a lot of us use props. So we will do a lot of Pilates work either on the footballs or the blocks or sliders or TheraBands just to make sure that the body is completely warmed up and safe and ready to attack the challenge. I had the fortunate experience to tour with Cirque du Soleil throughout Europe and here in Las Vegas and their water show O. And it was an absolute dream to be able to do that. But after that tenure, I realized that I wanted to continue to create and also educate. Hence why Cirque School and Troop Vertigo are companion companies in that they offer both types of the experience of performing or learning how to do it.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. And for the people who are coming on Friday and Saturday, what are they going to be able to experience at the Hollywood Bowl?
Well, they're going to be able to experience both the iconic and epic music of Tchaikovsky, both a very rich and textured piece in Act 1, which is called Slavonic March, featuring a hair hang artist hanging by her hair, and Ermias, who will be balancing on a high table on cylinders. And then we move on to a suite of music from Swan Lake, where we'll use the circus arts to help motivate the dramaturgy of Swan Lake, which is for us, it's about the evil sorcerer and how he interacts with the beauty and poetic swans, all through circus arts.
And talk about why it is so important to celebrate circus arts, too.
Circus arts used to be more of a niche sort of art form and form of physical well-being, and now it's grown, right? It's really exploded, and we're having a beautiful renaissance of what circus can and be for anybody with any body. It empowers you. You really, there's no other way to say it, but you feel like a superhero.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Aloysia, for talking to us, and for all these superheroes here for performing for us as well. So come be part of this. Come to the Hollywood Bowl on Friday and Saturday so that you can really experience the show in full. I'll send it back to you.
All those aerialists, so impressive. Good job, Coco. Just swing a little on that.
They make it look so easy.
Trapeze. Yeah. There you go.
Pretty incredible.
What a good show.
Yeah, it looks like it. Anyway.
Will there be good weather?
Well, it'll be dry weather.
Okay, hot.
It'll be warm. Mm-hmm. But that time of evening, it should start
That's the best.
Kind of cool off. But we are anticipating some really hot temperatures again as we look to the weekend. Yeah.
I did notice it was a little little bit cooler yesterday.
Oh, really?
Just like a degree or two.
Thank you for confirming that, because I did say it was going to be 1 or 2 degrees, and yeah. So some people may not even notice, but you know, I like it when it is corroborated by someone. A little less hot, just a little emphasis on the little less hot, but we'll take it. Temperatures dropping just slightly enough to where instead of those triple digits in some of our valley locations, we'll be down to the 90s. But the heat wave will return, and another round of very hot temperatures will be back on tap, especially as we get to Friday and this upcoming weekend. The surf heights are high. We've been talking about it all morning, so strong rip currents in the water. Please be extra careful if you are swimming or paddling out. Looking at the month of July thus far, look at all the red boxes indicating where we've had those hot days, above average high temperatures. Yesterday, we did drop a degree to 90 degrees, and today we're going to continue that trend down to around 88 for downtown LA. Our sunset time coming up at 7:57 this evening. These are the highs we're expecting today. 91 in Burbank, 99 in Woodland Hills, 80 in Santa Ana, 101 in San Bernardino. Up in Big Bear, where it was nice and cool this morning, 85 degrees near the lake, to 112 in Palm Springs. All right, I'll show you those really hot temperatures we're expecting for the weekend coming up when my complete forecast returns. Back to you.
All right, so thank you so much, Maria. There's been a lot of talk about peptides.
That's right. They're becoming a mainstream conversation for more than just weight loss. Peptides are hyped for everything from longevity and insomnia and inflammation, despite concerns about their safety. But last week, the Food and Drug Administration voted to recommend the approval of 6 peptides that had been previously banned for human use. So what does that mean for all of us, and what happens next?
And here to help break all that down, Trevor Kruder, CEO of Alpha Biomed Labs. He is both a peptide manufacturer and pharmacy owner. Welcome back, Trevor. You've been here before, and we talked about peptides a year and a half ago, and still it's amazing to me that so many people still don't quite understand what peptides are. You hear it a lot in conversation, but people are still, well, I'm not quite sure what it is, but you know, I want to know more about it. So what are they, and what are some concerns?
No, I mean, it's very simple. They're amino acids that we put in a perfect sequence, and they create a reaction in the body. So you have 200,000 of these running through your body at all times. Some work in sync together. So you talk about the GLPs that are probably the most popular that are out there. So semaglutide was the original, it's just GLP-1. And then we put on GIP to make tirzepatide, dual acting. And now the new one that's going to be coming out from Eli Lilly in the next, call it 4 to 6 months, retatrutide is 3. They act on glucagon. So we just basically string these together. We find these sequences, and then the reaction starts. And it could be anything from brain function to anti-cancer to your immune system. But every part of your body is run by these.
But just to be clear, it's not one size fits all.
No, but we all have them. So whereas like a hormone might be based on male or female, these are really based more on size. So genetically, we all are different sizes. You would take less if you're a smaller person in a lot of cases, or some of them don't even matter. If they're working for the brain, we all have about the same brain mass. So you'd use 0.5 milligram to 1 milligram of whatever peptide it might be the same from you and I.
So how do people get access to this, and how are they prescribed these therapies, for lack of better words?
Yeah, it's tough because the industry has lived on like a gray market for a long time because none of them are really FDA approved. There's about 9, things like insulin are a peptide, and that's approved. GLPs are approved, that's a drug. But the other 80, 90 that are floating around out there for the last few years, they're not FDA approved. And even the hearings that just happened, that was just a recommendation for compounding. Even if that goes through in a year from now, and it all works out, and we get those back in the compounding world with pharmacies, those aren't technically FDA approved. They're just approved for compounding for specialized medications for personal use.
So explain that, compounding versus pharmacy. I mean, there's a lot of different variations here.
So there's drug manufacturing. So we own drug manufacturing facilities where we make things like I don't make it, but Adderall is a drug, right? It's a product that was created from synthetic compounds, different chemicals to create a reaction in the body. Peptides are naturally occurring, so there's no way to really patent most of them. So no one's really put in the work to create what's called a monograph. A monograph is your recipe for a drug. And because these are naturally occurring, there's no monograph because no one's going to spend $10 million for something you can't patent. So that's what we're looking to do right now. So the compounders make specialized medications based on personal needs. So a doctor might say, hey, you have problems with sleeping. So Epithlon was one of the ones that was recommended. That helps regrow telomere health. It helps with your circadian rhythm, gets you back into your natural sleep patterns, and it works for months on end. So you only need to run it, let's say 2 to 3 weeks for, it'll last 3 to 4 months in the body.
What's tricky with compounding pharmacies in general, though, is that you never quite know exactly, right, what you're really getting. Is that the case in this as well?
No, compounding pharmacies are pretty good. So those are going to be run by the states. Now, as a drug manufacturer, you're run by the FDA or the DEA, depending on if you're making a scheduled drug. Testosterone, estrogen, those are scheduled drugs. When you go to compounders, those are going to be run by state level. So some states will not allow, even if this passes in a year, after we get everything set up and we have the monographs going, we have the trial work done, we have the safety studies done. Once we get to that point, places like Alabama or Ohio are actually anti-peptide altogether. They may not even allow a compounded medication in that state. So us in California, state by state, whereas the FDA can say, hey, this drug is legal everywhere.
So I think it was an important point you make. So let's reiterate that last week's vote by the FDA was a recommendation.
It's a recommendation.
It was not approval. How did that new recommendation, though, change where peptides are now legally available? Did that, and how you treat it?
Not yet, but so there's something that RFK can do. Once we get to a certain point, the safety studies are done, even though it might take a year or 18 months to get these actually pushed through and into the compounding pharmacies, he can make a recommendation where they won't, essentially come after the compounders to start doing them earlier for people's medications. Because they're safe, even in the 59 pages that every one of these had a 59-page report, if you read through them, for the most part, they said they were safe. But it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Kind of like the court of law. We have to go out there and do studies with human trial work. And people like, the APA, which is the American Peptide Association, they'll get a bunch of us together that are in the manufacturing and the compounding world. We'll put money in, we'll pay for those studies to be done to prove the safety piece. And then hopefully we can get these sooner than later.
In terms of access, though, right now, people are getting access to these peptides. We've seen them around in the gray market. Explain that and what it is. Do they require a prescription, a doctor's visit?
So it's a slippery slope, and I wish there was an easy answer for that. Best thing you can do is go see a doctor. So there's about, we work with close to 28,000 doctors inside of our network that are familiar with longevity, they call it biohacking, hormones, just overall wellness in general. If you go to see them, they'll have access. They've either vetted manufacturers that make these as a research product that they're willing to hang their license on and talk to their patients about, or they'll be able to get them compounded because some states and some areas still do compounding. Even when they were on the category 2, which is you're not allowed to compound, there are certain states that tend to not really care about it getting compounded because they are safe. There's no deaths on record for these. There's
From your perspective, though, as a manufacturer, right, why does FDA compliance and manufacturing standards for peptides matter so much for the everyday average consumer?
The big deal is right now what most people are getting is they go to the gym and they see somebody and goes, hey, you want peptides? And they go, yeah, I'd love to get peptides. And then they go, okay, what's the price again? They buy these cheap products that are, $10, $20 a bottle, and they're getting something from China, which there's nothing wrong necessarily with China. They manufacture most of our medications that are on your shelves everywhere. The problem is these these lyophilized versions that are coming from there are not legal even in China. So you have these manufacturers that are making the raw products, selling us to the compounders to make here, and then, after hours, maybe we make some bottles and ship those over to America and make a little extra money on the side. Those are then making it in the streets. The problem is no one's checking those. Right? The facilities are being checked, but those actual bottles are not being run through. And I know what's out there is you see a lot of purity and potency tests, which is like, great, that BPC157 is in there and it's 99% pure. But they're not testing for sterility or endotoxins, things that actually can really hurt you or get you sick.
Interesting.
A lot to cover here.
It's a lot.
Right?
I mean, it can go on for an hour, and that's,
Well, it's a big topic, and there's definitely a lot of interest in it. Trevor, thank you so much. Appreciate you being with us once again.
And as we mentioned, last week's FDA vote passed by a very slim margin, 8 votes for yes, 6 for no, meaning several members of the advisory committee weren't sold on the idea of compound pharmacies manufacturing these drugs. To gain further perspective, we did also speak to Dr. Rita K. Ju, who is a pharmacist and also the president at the Institute for Safe Medication Practices. She explained that her community still has a lot of questions.
Or doing as a human being. Okay, so let's just say the food and medicines that we take, we always have to weigh the risks versus the benefits. When the benefits is way higher than the risk, that's when we will take those medications, the food, or what have you, right? The problem is these wellness peptides do not have well-established benefits at this point. So now all you have to consider are risks. The problem is we cannot characterize these peptides, so we don't know exactly what the patients are getting. Whether to compound these products really then should be grounded in very rigorous evidence, and patient safety should be your primary consideration at this point.
Dr. Ju stressed that if you are interested in peptides, it's critical to understand how compound pharmacies work. They are not like the corner drugstores we're used to, and it's important to understand the difference.
But either way, you do have time. It seems like we do. Dr. Ju says the FDA still has a lot of work to do on this issue, and if the FDA moves to reclassify peptides, it will be through a formal rule-making process that could stretch into the next year or even to 2028. So lots to consider, but bottom line is we recommend do your research and speak to your doctor first. And with that, we'll be right back. Federal authorities reportedly investigating Mark Walter, the billionaire behind the Dodgers and the Lakers. The Wall Street Journal reports prosecutors and Securities and Exchange Commission looking into $16 billion in loans. The report says the two insurance firms controlled by Walter directed loans to companies tied to him without proper public disclosure. So federal agents reportedly seized his phone, laptop during a search last year. No charges have been filed, and Walter has not been accused of wrongdoing. His company says that they are cooperating fully and they expect a favorable resolution.
The Rams training camp is in full swing. The Rams come into the season as significant favorites to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 61 is at SoFi Stadium, the site where the Rams won their last Super Bowl in 2022. Head coach Sean McVay is heading into his 10th season with the team. McVay is already the all-time franchise leader in wins with 102, including the playoffs. After practice yesterday, he talked about the wealth of experience on the roster. We also heard from Matthew Stafford, who's embarking on his 6th season with the club.
We've got a lot of guys that have played a lot of meaningful football. We've got some guys that, Matthew going into year 18. We got 5 guys that are going into year 10 or later. And then we've got a lot of guys that are going into their 5th year that have accumulated, or their 4th year that have accumulated a lot of snaps. And so it's a special group. The thing that's so unique is just the volume of people you have is so much higher. And
it's been good. Wasn't out here yesterday, was able to kind of, watch and see these guys do their thing. But it was fun to be back out here today. Trusting the process kind of that we've come up with, Coach McVay, Reggie, and all his staff doing everything they can to try to help our team be as good as we possibly can, but also help me, peak at the right time, be ready to rock and roll come week 1.
The first pregame season is August 15th against the Chiefs. The Rams open week 1 of the regular season September 10th against the San Francisco 49ers.
An unofficial timeout during the Orioles-Tigers game in Detroit when an unwanted visitor takes the field. Check this out.
The chase for the squirrel is on, and the squirrel is in the corner, and the squirrel is still eluding an entire horde of grounds crew members. And the squirrel's free once again. Hemmed in? No, I won't be hemmed in. I have freedom on my mind. Trying to go between the legs, and eventually he gets away again and hops through the towel and hops through another towel. The force field is activated. Towels can't stop him, or maybe they can.
All right, so it took the grounds crew in Detroit some time to eventually get that squirrel off the field.
A lot of people there.
Wow, a lot, right? Took a lot. How many people did it take to get rid of that squirrel? Chase that squirrel?
Too many. We'll be right back.